His jokes are sometime crude and sometime ass. With his wife of 15 years, that is always having his back. Even when his dogs and cats are being a pain in the ass, he hopes this will always last. Even bring the fun to the masses, rolling and toiling and beating every dungeon classes. With his goofy faces and voice all over the places, he hopes to never give up on his dreams to bring joy. And even the facts with his last podcast every week, and stream with his friends to bring that energy like big booty claps. He never gets angry, but sure can get scared. With anime waifus on his side, is always prepared. Even though he's the grumpiest of bears, this bear is always cool in his chair. Till the end his streams, always beware, cause he coming after you in hopes you'll be there. To hope you'll have a good day, a good night, and as always have a good life. Much love, good night, good night, good night, good night. Much love, have a good night, good life. Grumpy Bear has always been there, even when life isn't fair. Even when no one is there, he's thinking of you with love and care. Even if you say like I care, he still gives you a big hug with love and hair. What hair? Cause he bold and eyebrows that are clear. With his kind words, he's never afraid to share. Giving you that good bear stare, even his kinks, so beware. Cause every weekend at 6:30 he's bound to share. Stream sitting in his chair on every platform that he can share. Just as long as he knows you'll be there, God given, please share. He's coming at you with style and flair, so let him say this again to make it clear.
All right, this is the BearThoughts podcast every Friday at 5 o'clock Central Time. For those who are here, I am the grumpiest of bears. We got the Corvo Ninja and always a disembodied South FJ. Corvo just got him a snack. We don't know what the snack is, but it looks like he just pulled something off of it. Whoa, oh, donuts, of course. Okay. Showing off, you got some donuts. I got nothing. I want some donuts. But anyways, you got part of the rack already off of it? Jeez, that was quick. Meh. I'm hearing two voices at the same time, so it's hard to always break it between the two of you. I heard her talking while you were talking. Oh, wrong screen. Yeah, wrong screen. All right. No, not that one. Not that one. I clicked on the wrong one. There it is. That's the D&D screen. Normally when you have the D&D people have all that. That's all on the YouTube. All right. Anyway, sorry for YouTube. We'll fix it. There we go. All right. So, we're gonna jump into some news. Anybody's here is has feelings or one way or another, I would suggest you to move those feelings to the side and remember these are people we are talking about. They were humans, whether or not you agreed with the person or not, or people, or you have the beliefs and idea of what they've done. Foremost, they are still humans, even though they live the life of a lot of us wish we had in a lot of ways, and or in some ways not so much. And we're going to start off with the news. If anybody's been living under the bridge for whatever reason, you are just not tuning in into life, and you're middle of nowhere, and you're just coming back from the woods over the weekend or over the week. Ozzy Osbourne, the well-known musician, the aka also known as the Dark Prince of rock and roll. He has been in movies. He's been in TV shows with his own slice of life TV show kind of going on, though a lot of people still wonder it was stage. That was living through Parkinsonism. Parkinson. I can't. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so he was living through that trouble, and this past week he did his last concert where he got over like $1 million or $2 million in ticket sales, and he donated all of his money to charity. So, and he even had a custom chair for which he could sit in and not have his ailments pretty much keep him from able to sing. So, yeah, he passed away this past week. It was kind of writings on the wall because he couldn't even stand up, and he looked like during the concert he didn't look like he was in the greatest of shapes, and he was like, "Hey, I don't want none of this money. I already lived a good life. I'm already doing thing. This is my last concert." He already knew he was already like 2 foot in the grave. The dude already knew he was stepping away permanently, and he went out with a bang. That was a lot, a lot coming there, to the point where people came out toward saying nice things about him. Like Jack Black came out and did a musical celebrating his legacy. Even Kermit the Frog, the Muppets, even though we know it's not real, Kermit the Frog, or the people that did Kermit the Frog, came out and saying that the legacy that apparently Ozzy Osbourne had a soft spot for kids television. And he did a couple of musicals with Kermit and Miss Piggy. So, yeah, they even came out and saying that how they enjoyed doing the collaboration with Ozzy when he was a little younger, with certain musics and certain songs. So, helping write some of them too. This guy, yeah, one time he was very much, I would say the words may not be fully correct, but some people may say he was satanic. Some of his lyrics were very, very dark, for especially for his time. But there were some songs that he did write that were very well beloved by the masses. Yeah. So like you can't put a label on someone just purely by one thing they do in life. You gotta look at it all from what they did in life. And yeah, it was 2 weeks right after the concert that he passed away. And not many people are saying anything really about him, because he normally kept himself pretty clean in a lot of ways. But everybody knows he was heavily on drugs at one point, which did not help him in his later parts in life. And it just showing that, yeah, even if you mess up and do stupid stuff like that, you can still turn it around and make yourself better for it. Or I would say better because of it, but better for it. And let it be a lesson that you can still make you're better of yourself. You can still keep on pushing forward and just realize that was a dumb mistake. Shouldn't have done it. Keep on pushing though. But don't do drugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did he ever write any more music after, like, let's say? Mm-hmm. Ah, dang it. Wait. Somebody's telling me there's no audio for you, so. Ah. Must have did that whole switching everything again. Okay, well, good to let me know. All right, keep going, keep going. You okay?
All right.
You
So
crazy
I
train.
kind of I grew up listening to Ozzy. He wrote a lot of songs that weren't necessarily, I would say, satanic. I mean, he did Perry Mason, Crazy Train, several others like that. I grew up listening a little bit to him with my dad before my dad passed away, and then I continued to listen to him as I grew up. And for me, it's not so much as losing a person, which I feel bad for anybody passing away, but it's more along the lines of feeling like the end of a set of memories, you know. Um, which is a little heart touching sometimes when you think about it.
Yeah, and his disease was Parkinsonism, right?
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. I want to say syndromes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, did he write any music like in new songs like in his later years of life, like his actually later years of life, or was it pretty much always his classic stuff?
I don't remember him writing anything past his first retirement before he decided to come back and do some stuff.
Yeah.
But then again, I could be wrong. Like I said, that was years ago when I was listening to him heavy.
And so I'm pretty sure a quick search would be like, you know, like, yeah, he made a song in 2022, 21. I don't know, like the guy seemed like he, even though during his TV show, Slice of Life, when it was going on, seemed like he was still in the right mind enough to be able to sing.
Looks like he released a song featuring another person with him in 2022.
Okay, somebody said like, it doesn't seem like he just totally stepped away from the writing music. Like, yeah, you could keep getting on stage, doing your usual routine, do your songs. Even if he could sing his songs just fine, because like that never really stopped him, because that's almost like ingrained in his soul, be able to sing his songs. But I imagine he'd still be able to at least be able to write. And I wonder if he was able to, like, you know, like I said, like his classic songs, he knew it by heart. He didn't have to really think about them. He just sung them. But anything new, I wonder if that was a challenge or if it just came to him just naturally.
I don't know. Parkinson's more affects you mobility wise.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think he probably mentally and vocally would have been okay. It's just more of his mobility, like standing, walking, driving, grabbing, grasping, holding.
Again, I don't know if he was playing it for the TV show, but his matter of his speech was terrible during the TV show. Like, you could barely understand the guy. And I don't know if that was just a play on the fact that he was, you know, was Ozzy, but like he was so jumbled in his words.
My understanding, and I could be completely wrong, and if I am, if somebody knows better, correct me. My understanding is, other than when Ozzy was singing, he always had a little bit of a muddled vocals. Yeah.
And I don't know if that was part of the drugs or not, but yeah, that's a thing. All right, so right around the same time that Ozzy passed away, another one, again, remember, this person was human first, and you got to remember for the legacy from which they did, not for what they did even in any part of their life. Hulk Hogan, a icon in the wrestling, even when I was a kid, when the very, very small time I was in wrestling. Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, the Giant, Undertaker, the Raven, like that was my small little area where I was heavily into wrestling. And I don't know what happened. I just jumped right out of it. I got out of it so quickly.
The thing about Hogan was, when he started out wrestling, he was a different person than he was when he retired.
Mm.
Okay. He started out wrestling. Once he first made it big, he did a lot of stuff for like kids charities, kid movies. Hell, they even had a cartoon out at one time where him and a bunch of the wrestlers were
Animated.
going out and helping kids and stuff like that. But I think he got a little soured later in life because of the way things went down in the wrestling industry for him. They did a interview with him at some point, and I remember them asking him about the transition from Hulk Hogan to Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
And if you don't know, Hulk Hogan was his nicer, out for the good guy persona, his original persona, and then Hollywood Hulk Hogan is when they rewrote his character to do what they call a heel turn, meaning he flipped from the good side to the bad side. Okay. And my understanding was he didn't really want to do that, but due to his contract, he didn't have much say in it. And then he didn't really like the way it went. It kind of soured him on things, and he started being pretty much a prick to a lot of people. Not saying that's an excuse whatsoever. Don't misunderstand me. But that's where a lot of that came from. For me, again, this is something, it's not for me, the hurt that I feel for him passing is not really because of him. It's more of the memories that I had with my father watching him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when he was allowed to do the character the way he wanted to, he was a great entertainer. But the older he got, the more injuries he suffered, the more changes to his character. I think it just kind of wore him down.
Well, it was like I figured. Again, I'm not that big of a wrestling fan, and haven't been for many years. But I always knew about that one guy who was always playing a villain. The guy was he was wrestling up to his 60s or 70s. The guy used to go,
Ric Flair?
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Yeah.
He always played like a villain, right? That was always his theme. But like he was in wrestling for, jeez.
Yeah.
When I last saw him, he was really old, and you could tell his moves weren't as crisp. They weren't as hard hitting. They were definitely like the old school way of wrestling, and he had to go at a very slow pace. And they still made, trying to make him seem like he was like still a very strong and powerful man. And Hulk Hogan had to play that character for many years himself, even outside of the ring, because that's what people knew him as. And when you're playing that character that you almost idolized or you're almost looked up to, and the fact that when he was in the ring, it just keeps to remind you of those days that you may have cherished and looked fondly upon. It's like me, if I start hearing the Pokemon song, it would just bring you right back to that generation, that days
Right.
of when I my youth. I used to those good times that I had memories of. I will air quote those because there was a lot of them, but there was a lot of bad. So
He didn't do any movies that I would say were blockbusters, but he did one that sticks out in my mind that was fucking hilarious to me. It was called Mr. Nanny.
Okay.
And he played a nanny to some rich kids, and it was funny as shit to watch this big ass man, and the little girl would do shit like, I want you to put on a tutu and do ballet with me and shit, and to watch his ass do that kind of shit was just funny as shit.
I saw a clip the other day because people like as soon as somebody passed away, 1,001 clips come up or 1,001 videos came up, and it was of Hulk Hogan moving a car out the way so someone else can drive by, and these ruffian guys come running up to him, going, "You know what we're gonna do with you?" And there's even a scratch on it. He's like, "What are you gonna do with me? Gouge out my eyeballs, put me 10 feet under the ground, and you do horrible things?" Like, no, we're gonna sue you. It's like, okay, it was like a totally a twist on the whole ruffian kind of things, and I'm like, I don't remember this, but like that's charming. That's nice.
Did you ever hear about what happened with him and Sylvester Stallone? How they became friends?
No.
So when Sylvester Stallone was working on one of the Rocky movies, the one that had the wrestler guy, and it was supposed to be a wrestler guy called Big Lips or Mr. Kiss or something shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
He originally put a letter in Hulk's locker at one of the wrestling events, asking him, would you be interested in this? And signed it Sylvester Stallone. Well, he knew who Sylvester Stallone was, but he's like, bullshit, there's no fucking way Sylvester Stallone wants me to be in his movie. So he balled the shit up and threw it in a trash can.
That's funny.
It wasn't until a little while later that Stallone was so hell-bent he wanted him to play that part that he showed up.
Yeah.
That he realized, oh, fuck. It was really him. And he was starstruck.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Sylvester Stallone. And then they got to talking and found out they both rode motorcycles, and next thing you know, they're biking buddies.
Yeah.
But that's how all that rolled around. But it was funny as shit because Sylvester Stallone said, I remember putting the letter in his locker and never hearing from him and going, what the fuck? This motherfucker blowing me off. I'm fucking Sylvester Stallone, And he's like, fuck, I'm gonna go talk to this man,
Yeah, okay. So, while some people are mourning, and I'll just say like this, if you're one of those people that don't like drama, don't like things and stuff like that, you don't want anything to make you mad, if you are truly upset about the passing, don't go on Twitter. Okay? Just don't go on Twitter, because you're going to see videos and even posts about people celebrating Hulk Hogan's death. Now, far from me for anybody telling anybody what they should believe in life and what they should support and back in life. Again, if you're celebrating anybody's death, unless it's Hitler, I don't want to hear it. Right? I like, unless like person like committed mass genocide and killed a bunch of people, you shouldn't be celebrating anybody's death. Celebrating for the good that they did in life, and forgive them for the wrongs they did. This is my saying. Forgive them. It's hard to do that, I know. But you can try. But don't go on there, because you're just gonna if you're gonna be pissed off. That's what all you're gonna get is get pissed off when you see it. Because that's all. That's as soon as I went on there, that's all I saw that day. I'm like, wow, this is just okay. That's the kind of day it's gonna be.
But the shit happens with everybody, man. I mean, I think with the way mentality is nowadays, fucking Mother Teresa could be living and pass away tomorrow and people would have something to say about it,
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, for me, it wasn't about the person as much as it was the memories that I have with other people pertaining to that person. And it's a little bit of a gut punch for anybody that has memories of, think about all the kids that back when Hogan first started wrestling, went with their parents to watch him wrestle. That was a fond memory of theirs. They're grown now. He passes away. Yeah, he done some shitty things in the interim years, or a lot, whatever you want to say. But for them, all they remember is, hey, that was that one time that I spent with Dad. We did something, that was different, and I get that. Like I said, I don't align with the shit he did. outside of the ring, but memory wise, it makes me miss watching him with my father, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's where that ache comes from. It's the same thing with Ozzy. Like, Ozzy did a lot of shit in his life, just like Hogan did, that wasn't right. It wasn't right. But my feelings aren't based on what he did. My feelings are based on the things his music, the opportunities his music generated for me to have memories with other people.
Yes. So it's almost the idol that you're focusing on.
Not so much as the man.
Personal.
It's not so much as the man, but the fact that those memories, I feel like they get a little further away.
Oh yeah.
You know,
The fondness. Yeah. Like I said, it's sort of like a Pokemon song. If I hear that, it just leaps me right back to that time that song was very much. I would say the time, because the Pokemon songs are still very popular, but like it just brings me back to my childhood rather than bring me to my present day listening to it. It's like, okay, what was I doing when I was listening to that song? Where was I at? Who was I hanging out with? What game I was playing?
I got another topic I want to bring up.
All right.
And see what you say about it. So, what do you think about all these sports stadiums changing the names of their Kiss cams to Coldplay cams now?
Oh, because the guy that got caught during the concert with his rep.
Everybody's getting in on it. Like, I seen one. I think Stealthy sent it to me where they had two teams and they have opposing mascots.
Yeah.
And the mascots got together and we're all hugged up on each other. And then the cam pans to them and they're like running away and shit. I'm like, dude, could you imagine being that man? Can you imagine knowing that you started a trend across the fucking nation because you got caught on a kiss cam with your affair partner?
Yeah. He's not only is his life ruined
with the head of your HR department for your company. Like, the two worst people to get caught, the CEO and the head of HR.
Yeah. No fraternization. And sorry, I got to do that. But
damn it.
But yeah, like his life is ruined. Both their lives are ruined. I'm not talking about. Like they both were married, so like that made double the fun. They're both gonna lose everything because they got caught on camera, and both of them are gonna be a meme.
He's keeping her job. She gets to keep her job. He has to step down though. Yeah, he's having to step down as the head of the company, but she gets to keep her job.
Yeah, it is.
At least that is the last thing I've seen anyway. Now, it may be inaccurate, but the last thing I seen was she was going to get to keep her job, and he was stepping down. Now, maybe it's false information, but you know, like I said, information on the internet is subjective. But they did fire the event coordinator.
Yeah.
And the event coordinator is suing because they're like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? You know? And then they're threatening to sue. They're threatening to sue Coldplay. And Coldplay's like, bitch, we thought y'all were a couple. We were like, oh, look how cute they are. You gave yourself away when y'all started diving down and shit. Like, nobody would have known nothing.
Yeah.
Other than your spouses looking at the TV if they were watching it. If you hadn't have done what you did, you told on yourself.
Cool. Yeah, play it off cool. Don't be like, oh no, let me just hide. Oh shit. Oh, let me just dive behind the freaking crowd of people. Yeah, again, he's a meme. They are a meme from forevermore. There's already been like several people already doing like renditions of people together, like, you know, like photoshopping or the AI like versions of them in the same Coldplay, you know, hugging each other. And it's a big old joke now. And yeah, I think that's kind of funny. Really? But honestly, I'm a mind of both of them should be in trouble. Like if anybody's gonna get in trouble, both of them. I'm sorry, equal rights. Both of them getting shit. Left and right hands.
I find it funny that you're talking about a guy who has a lot of money because he owns a big company, right? He's CEO of a big company, and then obviously she's not making, peanuts. She's the head of HR for this entire place, and they're not smart enough together to understand that if we just play it off, what is the actual chances that our significant others are looking at this concert?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a higher chance that they weren't watching it than they were.
Yeah. Unless they both told their spouse.
She said, Stealthy just said he did resign.
Yes, he did step down. Unless both partners were telling their partners, like, hey, I'm going to this concert, so you might be watching online. And then they forgot, oh yeah, we shouldn't be holding each other right now. But yeah, I think that is a moment of course, my wife always says, if you're gonna cheat, just break up with somebody. Like, if I'm gonna cheat, just call us off, move on with stuff in life. Don't be doing it. But at the same time, I guess if you're rich, you think you can just do anything and get away with it, but also makes you stupid. Yeah, if I was doing that, I would have just stayed still, just play it off like, hi, yeah, okay. But then again, I know my wife would have been like, watching a live concert. Then again, was it a live concert? Like, was it on, like, was somebody
It was a live concert that was being televised.
Okay. So I'm like, if it was like a normal television, more like people won't be watching it. But if it's like anybody could watch it, and you tell your significant other what's going on, where you're going to, and it's going to be on TV, might not be a good idea to be doing that kind of stuff there. You should have.
Oh, shit. They done dug up more evidence about.
Of course. All right, so
and according to this, they hadn't gotten any new information on HR lady. She just went underground.
She went into hiding. She wasn't as big as I would say public figure, but she wasn't as big as a person that literally owns.
She wasn't as high profile as he was.
Yeah, so she was probably going to be like.
I find it funny. It's just like how quickly it blew up everywhere. Like, all these stadiums are like, play cams now, and all these people are purposely like getting on the kiss cam and then like, it's splitting up. And it's like, yeah, can you imagine being this dude sitting back going, fucking assholes, fuck them, look at them, making fun of me,
A multi-millionaire getting made fun of. Oh boy,
bullied.
Yeah.
Basically, he's getting bullied. He's getting bullied on social media because he got caught cheating.
If I ever see the meme in an anime, then we know we truly has transcended just time and space. Because sometimes memes show up in anime and it's kind of funny. Imagine if it shows up in like down.
That would be funny as shit. That would be funny as shit. You imagine ISA and Momo standing there with fucking Okaroon like this, and then Grandma walks in, they're like,
or they get caught on the news, and then they don't know their friends to see them, so they split up and start running. Yeah, I can totally see that kind of happening. All right, so this was a little less lighter news. I kind of brought this up a while back, and it has now transcended and now has escalated some. Do you remember the time I told you that certain card carrying companies were not allowing people to buy manga from Japan? Anytime that they want to use these card companies, they were getting declined and getting turned away because the manga companies weren't deleting or getting rid of certain mangas on their websites.
yeah.
Okay, so those same exact companies got hit up by a Australian group of people called well, I don't know if I have that's the thing here anymore. No, I'll just what? I thought it used to be an easy way to look search engines or something like that. Is it not here no more? Anyways, it's an Australian group, and they were complaining about to Master and Visa that Steam was selling certain mature games with sometimes, I would say, illegal. They were not illegal, but uncomfortable or unsettling things in their video games. Again, not illegal, just unsettling. And
Are we talking about video games or manga now?
Video games. And these two companies, Master and Visa, have now made Steam get rid of over 500 games on Steam because of this group in Australia. Not allowing people now to buy or to see these kind of games in their things because they're trying to protect the kids, right? The usual things.
Oh,
and
he resigned too, according to this.
Yep.
Said.
She resigned too? Okay. Good. So they're these and of course they're Christian activists. And again, I don't talk about Christianity or anything like that in here. I understand it, but it's not my place to tell people what they can and can't do with their own money. And if their card, because my card is a Visa card, it's a debit Visa card, but my card is still a Visa card. I can't buy those games, but I'm old enough to buy those games. If I want to buy those games, I should be able to buy those games. That's my prerogative. But now because of this company, Steam had to remove 500 games from their things, and people are pissed about it. I'm very upset because they know this is a cascading effect, which, like, if you don't like the way you think or way you do things, a company that has that's it's kind of monopoly. MasterCard, Visa card. There's not many other cards to go to, other than those two, to make purchases with your own money. So, what's your thoughts on the fact that if somebody doesn't like the company does not like, let's say, guns, and goes, hey, you're not allowed to sell guns no more. If you keep on selling guns, we're not going to let you use Visa or MasterCard on your website. And you can't buy any of it now.
So, I see two sides of this.
It's always two sides.
One, I agree that if you're old enough, you shouldn't be limited on what video games you can purchase. However, I also see that part of the reason they did it was because there were kids out there getting access to cards and purchasing these things, and they weren't old enough. Mm. So I don't know. It's the age. It's a age old problem. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you leave it where people can purchase it however they want to purchase it, and even if you put like a child limitation like on it, all they gotta do is put a birth date in that's old enough, and they get around that shit. So you're not really stopping them kids from getting a hold of material they shouldn't, but at the same time, if you limit it, you're stopping mature adults that should be able to purchase it from purchasing it too. So you're either way you go with this scenario, somebody's going to get punished.
Yeah. So this is someone described it to me. This is what child safety is on the internet. Are you 18? Yes. That's the child safety nowadays on the internet. And that's just so sad. It's just like this one click. It's like, oh, you're 18. Now I'm 12. Done. Unless you outright ban it in your state, like, they did for certain other adult websites online for certain states like Alabama, you can't go to those websites at all. Even though you are 18 or older, if I wanted to go on there, I can't at all. And I'm just like, limitations. I don't know what limitations are, people. Okay, I just have ideas, and my ideas may be unfeasible. But my mind is, if a kid were to get a Visa card, because I know kids can get bank accounts nowadays at young ages. Parents do it all the time.
Yep.
Those cards are just like everybody else's cards. They're little debit cards, little money on it. You go get it, and bam, Bob's your uncle. So 2 options here. One, parents, how about you watch your kids what they buy? If they buy something with your money, sit beside them while they're purchasing it. And you see them purchasing something that is not appropriate, they don't buy it. Take the card from them. But if it's their own card, maybe the card should have a ID system in it where if it's being used, it's flagged automatically as underaged. I don't know. I don't know how you would do that in a system, but my mind would be like, just how would you?
But here's the thing. You're also discounting the fact that some kids, they're resourceful as fuck. They'll get a hold of a card that doesn't have an age limitation on it when you're not around, and still make that purchase.
Yeah, those are the really bad kids.
The way they're looking at it is this is the only way they can think of to guarantee they can't do it.
Just get rid of it outright.
Just get rid of it altogether. But at the same time, they're still punishing the adults that should be able to do it. And if you flip it the other way, you leave it open, even though the kids don't think it, they're being punished because they're being exposed to shit they might not be ready for yet. Well, yeah. So either way you go, someone's going to get punished, like I said, and there's no real answer for that right now. I mean, let's be honest. When you were a kid, if you really wanted something that you didn't have the money for, granted you probably didn't do this, but could you have created a scenario to get access to mom and dad's stuff?
I'm trying to think of things I actually done. No, I couldn't get access to the stuff whether or not they liked it or not. But when I was younger, even if I didn't, my brothers did. And I found access through them or through someone else I knew.
Right.
It's like you found a way to get access to stuff like that, regardless whether the parents are doing it or not. And rather than just talking to me about it and, let me, the birds and the bees was not ever a conversation, but it was like, you might as well talk to me about it and just be understanding that I was hitting that stage in life rather than just ignoring it and going, no, you're not going to see that until you turn 18. I'm going to see whether or not you want me or not, because I was going for it.
The reason I asked that question is, for example, I know for a fact that had I chosen to get access to something that I wanted access to, regardless of what mom and dad said, I could have come up with a way.
Yeah. Okay.
I also know that there are several people I grew up with, several people I know that were also the same way. They could have gotten access if they really wanted to. Because you can always create a situation or wait for the situation to arise. So I guess at the end of the day, the question is more, how do you get around that?
Oh, the kids are gonna get around it. Like if they want it, it's internet. And I've always said this before, if it's digital and it's on the internet, I could probably find it. Whether or not it is ethical or not, it's a entirely different story. If I want it, I can find it. And those kids, now that they get a little older, they're smart enough, they're savvy enough, and it's digital, I bet they can still get access to those games, those 500 things.
We can take internet completely out of it. It can go as simple as a pack of fucking cookies in your house. You know?
Yeah.
You can hide them bitches. You can lock them motherfuckers up. You can do all kind of things. But if they really, really want it, they'll find a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seen a kid when I was going to school. He had a serious problem with overeating. And when I say overeating, I don't mean like I
Light
went and ate a
snacks.
couple donuts, or I mean like the kind of shit that was threatening his health, okay?
Yeah.
His parents, trying to help him, would allot him X amount of snacks a day, you know, and they made sure he had his 3 meals. But when that was up, everything else was locked up, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker found Dad's bolt cutters while he was mowing the yard and broke in and got that shit. So like I said, if they really want to get to it, they can.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with the video games. You know, unless you take away the ability to buy it, they will find a way to buy it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that that's good for the adults that should be able to buy it by any means, but that's just the way it is. It's either you stop it all or you leave it as it is. There's not really a middleman, because there's not a good guaranteed security method to keep them from getting it.
So my mind is now is it a money problem? Like parents are now upset the kids are spending money on it, or is it the fact that the parents don't want the kids to see it? Because
I think it's a combination. Because I think you got those people out there that truly don't want their kids to see it. But I also think you have those people out there now that are being more conscious of where their money's going, and they're realizing it costs more to live and shit. So they got to cut back somewhere, right? I think it's a combination of both. I don't think it's a one or the other.
I don't know. I have a feeling that where I grew up, right? And of course, we grew up in a little bit easier days. My family was more like, we just don't want you to see it. I'm going to see it no matter what. There was no real stopping it. We were very much broke though, but it wasn't to the point where when I got older, I didn't spend money on things I wanted to spend. If I had money, I spent my money on what I wanted. But I still saw it. Like regardless if I was broke or not, I still saw it, and that's always my mind, or I am of the mind of talk to your kids as soon as you can. When you think it's right, to like let them know what it is, what's it like, and all that. Tell them the full details, the good and the bad and the ugly. And so when they get to that point in life, they don't go in blind. But I think some people was like, "Hey, I just don't want you spending money on that." Like that's the real crux. Like we don't got the money right now. It's like I don't really care if you say it. But then again, this is the Christian group, so they're gonna some of them are disguise it as a morals thing, and some of them are disguising. I just don't want my kids spending money on that. And I of course I'm an adult now, so my mind is I think people should do what they want, and parents should just keep an eye on your kids better. But a lot of people just give them a tablet nowadays. Let's be honest here. Just here's a tablet, play what you want, have fun, or get on your computer and turn a blind eye to them.
And that mentality is not a bad hopeful situation, but in the reality of the world, the way it is right now, I'd say 90% of families, both parents work, right? And even when they're not at work, 90% of the time they can't, I won't say 90, part of the time, you can't always be standing directly beside that child. I mean, you can't be standing next to him when he's taking a crap. You can't be standing next to him when he's in the shower. Chances are you're going to go to sleep at some point. You can't be there every minute of the day, so there's always going to be a chance for them to get to whatever the hell it is that they want to get to. You could do the best you could do, and do kind of like some people I know where they limit how much time they have on the internet, or how much time they have on their console, how much time they can watch TV. You can limit to a degree what they're allowed to see through those devices. But when they go to school and they're with their friends, or they're standing out there by the bus, or they're waiting on the bus to go to school, or they're at a friend's house, you can't be standing there every minute.
Yeah. Well, I
So
know
you can't put those same limitations there.
Yeah, I know in Steam, because I saw this, there is parental control in Steam with a password. So if it's Steam, you should have, your parents or those parents of those kids that were getting upset about it, they should have got on that kid's account. Of course, they probably didn't look this up. And they should probably put a parental password on it. I know you at one time had a internet time limit for like a blocker or something like that.
Still set up. I still have a schedule set up for them. But let me tell you a little secret. Though, you know what the problem is with even that stuff now?
What?
What's one of the things we teach kids in school now?
I don't know, actually. Computer software,
information technology and coding.
That didn't.
You know what that does?
Yeah.
Crimson has already taken 2 advanced computer courses, and he's not even in high school yet.
Oh, lucky. Anyways, keep it going. I didn't know that.
My point is that we're teaching them the same skills it takes to break into that shit in the classroom. Not to mention, if you've got a child, and most parents believe that their child are, a halfway intelligent child, they are smart enough to socially hack you as a parent to find out what the fuck those passwords are. I kid you not. Hell, my oldest son socially hacked my ass. Me.
How? Why?
To get the password to my phone one day.
Hey, Dad, what's the password? It was that simple? Like, what was the secret sauce?
No. He just watched me enough throughout today to catch a digit here or a digit there until he figured out what they were. And then I walked into the room. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" "Oh, I borrowed your phone. I need to look something up for this game." "How the fuck did you get my phone?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So then I sat down. I was like, just out of curiosity, you know what? I give you props. You figured it out. But tell me, how the fuck did you figure it out? He's like, when you got up this morning, I walked by and you were typing your code in, and I caught the second digit. And I caught the first digit in the kitchen, and I caught the third digit over here. I'm like, this motherfucker was memorizing the digits as he walked by.
But then how do you remember the pattern?
That's just it. Kids aren't stupid. They'll pay attention. Like, mine paid attention to how many times I had tapped that screen to realize if it was the third tap, the number he just seen was the third digit. If it was the first tap, the number he just seen was the first digit. They're not stupid. The problem is the kids, ironically, for the most part, are on a higher curve than we were.
Yeah,
except for maybe Stealthy. She was a genius when she was born, but that's the point.
I didn't have that classes available when I was a kid, so that's maybe I would have been good at coding.
Let me put it like this: what's that famous software for game Unreal Engine?
Yeah,
he's already had 2 courses with Unreal Engine.
Maybe he can start working for Epic Games or Steam the moment he gets out of high school. If he can learn, if he learns a way of actually cracking, if you actually put a safe, like a parent lock on Steam, he learns a way to hack through that, maybe he should, like, apply for Steam afterwards.
And the thing is, you've seen him, you've met him, you've been around him. He does not present as the child that is paying enough attention to the world around him to even catch that shit. But I've caught on to his ass. It's a fucking act. He is playing
good character.
He is playing deaf, dumb, and stupid because he knows if he does, you don't think twice about it when you're in the room next to him. Except for her, she is fucking always aware. I'll tell you a story about Stealthy now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you just how aware this lady is. We sitting in the living room the other night. She is playing Breath of the Wild. Our oldest is sitting in our new chair on his Switch handheld. Understand this now. You can't see the screen from where she's at.
Okay.
Right? And he is playing Breath of the Wild as well.
All right.
She's playing and she hears him say, I don't understand how to do this. Now, the only thing she has heard is him say that in the music from where he's at. And she looks at him and says, to do that shrine, you need to do this, this, and this, and this. He's like, Mom, how the hell did you know where I was at? She's like, oh, I know the music. And you tap like 3 times, so you're probably doing this puzzle. And I just turned and looked at her like, you're in the wrong fucking business. Bitch should have been a CIA agent.
Or
fucking NSA. Something. Motherfucker could hear shit and hear the number of taps and know, oh, I've been there before. But she is ever alert. Even in her sleep, she is alert. I got up to go to the bathroom one night. Wasn't feeling well. She's asleep, and I hear her go, babe, sounds like your stomach's not doing too great. The medicine you need's on the top shelf over here to the right. I'm like, how the fuck did you know that?
Girl.
Like, you're asleep. What the fuck? And then I asked her next morning, hey, babe, I thought, thanks for telling me where that medicine was. What fucking medicine? What are you talking about? And I tell her, she's like, oh, I must have did some sleep diagnosis. I'm like, bitch, you diagnosed my illness better when you're asleep than most doctors do awake in the room looking at me.
Man,
you know, it's, but now, my kids, one is hyperactive as hell, so he ain't paying attention to shit except for go, 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 go. The other one, he's sitting over there looking like a hippie from the throwback days, act like ain't shit going on in his head, and that motherfucker's really sitting there calculating how many taps on your phone to what digit you at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I told him one day, I said, I feel like I'm living with Rain Man. Stop.
Yeah, I'd be unsettled by that if that happened. Then again,
in 2 weeks, this boy finished Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
What? 100% completion or just like
No, not 100%. Not 100%. He wasn't aiming for 100%. He went just long enough to know that he was capable of whooping Ganon's ass and went straight over and kicked his ass. I'm like,
yeah, my wife doesn't like that. Apparently, there's like 2 bosses or something like that you can fight in that thing, and apparently you could beat him with like just like rubies and a bow and arrow. Apparently, there's a lot, like half of his health in one shot, and then you get the swords and you start beating up on him. I'm like, that's cheap. I did it the original way, master sword. Sorry, that's what I knew. Master sword kills Ganon. Use sword. That's what I did.
It's like he thought he done something, right? And he's like, ooh, I did this, Mom. And she's like, yeah, I had like not even a whole row of hearts and went down there and got within like 5 licks of whooping his ass. So don't talk to me. He's like, you did what now? I'm like, bro, when you gonna learn? You are not Zelda royalty. Your mama is Zelda royalty, not you. Motherfucker, when Ganon sees Stealth Elf J log in, he goes, I picked the wrong console.
So tonight, for those who are here, if you're not already hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video or the VOD, wherever you may be in the world. I hope you do that to help my channel. We will be doing some D&D. It will be the offshoot D&D as far as I'm aware. So if you're here for some more uncomfortable stalker, be sure to join in tonight. It should be a good, should be some good comedy, some good laughter. If you haven't watched the full,
Lizzie's been giving you a couple weeks off now, so you know she's gonna be really hard up this week.
Yeah. So if you're here for a good laugh, be sure to join us within the hour. We should be going live. I'm gonna make me some food, and Corbett to do the same. I do have a video upcoming. I wanted to have it up like yesterday, but got distracted. But then start editing the video. It took me like one night. It was really easy. And then I gotta do this music, and it should be up. It's the second part of the anime. I have a hard time pronouncing it. Animeuse. Animuse? Yeah, Animuse. So if you're gonna like,
Animuse.
yeah, Animuse. It's really hard to pronounce it because it's jumble of words. So be looking forward to that. I hope you're gonna like that. And as always, have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.